So this is day 7 for the Coturnix quail eggs, and we're going to see if we can candle them, which means shining a light through them to see if we can see any development. So let's see how I can set this up to use both my hands. Well, that's a witchy Halloween picture, isn't it? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a little egg and we're going to put it over the light and see if we can see into it. This one has a lot of light leakage around the egg, and unfortunately it looks like this egg is also cracked. See if you can see that. Can you see how there's a little crack right there in the middle of it? Yeah, so that one's probably not going to develop. So I haven't looked at quail eggs before, but I'm not seeing anything there that tells me there's development. Okay, I've rigged up some stuff so that this egg fits over the light better. So if this was a chicken egg, I would say that this egg was not developing and then it might not even be fertile. And I say that because at least in the position it was in a minute ago, the bottom is clear. See how I can see lots of light there? That's kind of yellow-red up here. And there's a little shadow. That little shadow is the yolk. And that clear spot is probably where the air cell is, which means that the air cell is upside down. If this was a chicken egg, I would say it's not developing. But I'm going to leave it in because it's not obviously rotten. Now this one may or may not be developing. I can't really tell. It is too dark, and I don't know if that's the shell is too thick or if or what's going on with this one. Okay, this one is obviously not developing at all. The dark color you see is spots on the shell, but you can see that there's like nothing growing inside this egg. It's clear. So it was either too damaged in shipping or it's not fertile. So this one, I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe it is and maybe it isn't. These are really hard to tell on these spotted shells and these teeny tiny little eggs. And this one was cracked in shipping. So there's another one with major shipping damage that we couldn't see until we did this. You can see that big crack going around it. I don't think this one's developing either. I can see what looks like the yolk shadow towards the middle, and then it's very clear at the bottom. We'll leave it in just in case, because I could be wrong since I've never done quail eggs before, but it's not looking very promising. And then this one has a really dark area, and I don't think it's all from the spots on the shell, and then has a light area, so it's maybe possible. And here's another one that has a whole bunch of cracks in it from being damaged in shipping. Okay, I'm having a hard time at this one. I can't quite tell, but it's possible tiny possible that we might have a little spider web of veins in there, and that's what we're looking for in these eggs. But we will have to wait and see. So there's 4 here that I'm pretty sure are not any good because they had big old cracks in them. This one, my thumb literally went through the shell when I went to pick it up, and you can see how thin that shell is. They shouldn't be that thin. They shouldn't be so thin that you can't pick them up. And I'm not rough on these eggs, so I don't think it was me. I think it probably had a crack in it. You can see how big the air cell is, plus this air cell is sideways, even though the eggs have been sitting up. So that one was not any good. So that leaves us with a dozen possibles, and really out of those, maybe a couple. I really have no idea. These are really hard to do. I guess we'll just wait and see.